Hi, this is Greg Miliatis from Streamline Incorporated, and today I wanted to show you the contact import tool that allows you to import contacts to ProLaw quickly and easily, and then also edit contact information from ProLaw. As most of you know, contact information tends to be kind of messy, oftentimes requires cleanup, and it's easier to clean that data up if you can use a tool like Excel where you can quickly scroll through the data and make changes to it rather than paging through each contact in ProLaw and waiting for each contact to load the information. In ProLaw that tends to be a fairly cumbersome process, but in Excel it can be very quick. So essentially what we have here is an Excel template where we've got columns for each type of data: status, first name, middle name, so on and so forth, fields for address, information, state, zip code, country, and then phone number information, and also cell phone, email, and so on. So we've got a bunch of sort of standard or default fields that we've got available in this template. If you need additional fields to be imported to in ProLaw, that's fine. We can do that. If you wanted to import to custom tab fields for contacts, we can do that too. It would just be a change to this template, but these are essentially the default fields that come with the template. So first what I've got here is I'll show you how to import contacts quickly and easily. I've got two contacts that I've entered into the template here. If you had several thousand, 50,000, however many you have, you could essentially the process would be the same. You would paste your contact information in here, just make sure that the data that you're putting in each of these fields matches what the field name actually is, so you don't have the first name going in the address field. So I've got my data in here. I'm going to click my database configuration, and this is pointing to my SQL server and my particular database for my eval. That all looks okay. The next thing that I'll do is I'll go into contacts, query for these couple of contacts just to make sure that they're not in there. They're not. So once I'm ready to import, I just click this Import Excel Contacts to ProLaw button. I get a pop-up with a little status message. When it's completed, it gives me this message: your contacts have been imported. And I can go back into contacts and requery to find my contacts. And there they are. And I can then further proof the data. So here we've got one of our contacts, the first one. I see the address looks okay. We've got the two phone numbers that have been imported there. The class is adjuster. That looks okay. If I go on the Notes tab, there's been a little note that's added that says when it was imported by the contact tool. There's a date and time there. And again, if you wanted to import data to a custom tab or custom tabs, that's certainly feasible. It would just be a small adjustment to the template. Let's look at our other contact. All that data looks okay. We've got the address split onto the appropriate lines, so that all looks okay. So the next thing that I'll do is I'll show you how to edit contacts in ProLaw. And for that we'll use a different query. I'm just going to select all the adjusters here. And we've got 11, I can see we've got 11 adjusters there. So let's go back to our contact import tool. And now what I'm going to do is I'll click the Export ProLaw Contacts to Excel. So essentially I'm going to bring those ProLaw contacts into Excel. I'm going to click that button. When I do, I get this little pop-up that allows me to do essentially some filtering or some querying to choose what kind of contacts, which contacts to pull in there. All these pick lists for class, for status, for area of law, these are all coming from the database that I'm attached to. So I'll just click all the adjusters there. And if you wanted to, if you wanted to click all the classes and maybe just remove a couple of them, you could do something like that as well. But for right now, we want to just look at all the adjusters. I'll return the data to Excel. It's going to go out and query the ProLaw database. And then it brings all the adjuster contacts into Excel. So from here, what I can do is I can make some changes. Maybe I want to make this person inactive, and I'll make another person inactive, and maybe I'll give him a middle initial. And so you can make some changes very quickly, very easily here in Excel. When you're ready to re-import those contacts into ProLaw, all you have to do again is click the Import Excel Contacts to ProLaw. It gives you a little status message here when they're done being re-imported. We get your contacts have been imported. And then I can go back to Contacts and I'll run my query again. And now I can see that this contact, this Bill Bates, has a new initial, middle initial, and he's been marked as inactive. And if I go back to Excel, I can see, okay, this is one of the ones that I marked as inactive. I gave him a middle initial, and I think this Tommy Bellany person, I also marked them as inactive. So let's go back and take a look there. Tommy is also marked as inactive. Scott Burrell, I think, was another one that I marked as inactive. And so those changes have all been re-imported and updated in ProLaw. So that's essentially the overview of the Contact Import tool. If you've got questions or would like to know more about it, my name again is Greg Miliatis, and my number is 505-349-8811. Thanks so much.